All right, what's going on? Kevin Holt here with Coach Anthony George. Welcome, Coach George.
Thank you for having me, Kev.
Of
Let's have a
course.
let's have a day.
Yes, sir. We're going to be doing conference predictions. Coach Anthony is joining us for the first time. He's been on here before, but now he's in a bigger role for us, and we're so glad to have you, Coach.
Excited to be a contributor. Obviously, huge fan, huge follower, and looking forward to sinking my teeth in here. So really, really excited to be here.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Charlotte has a lot of great conferences. We're going to start with the MAC conference, the Metro Atlanta Athletic Conference, and private schools. On this list, you got Concord Academy, Gaston Christian, Gaston Day, Hickory Grove, Metro Atlanta, South Lake, and Westminster. So for me, the cream of the crop is, of course, Concord Academy. I do think they will finish first. But I think they'll be challenged by Gaston Christian. Gaston Christian has some good size with Happy Arone on the team, and they got a transfer in Brooklyn Twitty that will be really good. But I think Justice, and they added some pieces as well. They added a kid from Salisbury. I don't got her name, but she's a solid big that will be really good. And they got a long, probably about 6'3", 6'4" girl to go along with Taylor, who's a great point guard. I think she committed already to, was it Wingate?
She's at Wingate, yep.
So congrats to her. And I think those two will be at the top. And then I have Westminster probably finishing third in that conference. After that, we go to Charlotte Independent Schools. Coach, you got that one.
Yeah, obviously we got Cannon, Charlotte Christian, Country Day, Latin, Covenant Day, and Providence Day. Obviously this is a powerhouse. I think you're going to see two state finalist favorites with Cannon and Providence Day. I think this is probably the best coached conference in the state of North Carolina. You got excellent coaches who are going to be prepared and ready to go. I think it's going to be very similar to last year. I think it's going to be Cannon and Providence Day at the top, and they're going to be fighting for that state championship. Obviously, I think it's going to be really good to see, obviously, the proven pieces, but I also think there's a lot of really good young talent in the conference. PD has got some really good young 8th, 9th graders that are gonna make make a name for themselves this year. Same thing with Cannon. I think Cannon's got a lot of really good young players that are gonna be able to take that next step and help. Those 2 to 3 games are going to be must-see TV. Get your popcorn ready, and I cannot wait to see who finishes that. Right now, I'm going to give the edge to Cannon, but Providence Day is right on their heels, and I think it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful season.
The guards at Providence Day are tremendous. You look at Jada and GA. GA's been blowing up recently with the offer from UCLA. I think that's going to be a big game for her, and I think she's very ready to play Canada. She talked about it a little bit on her own Unseen Fire, which I think
those two complement each other very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think they have a bunch of seniors that are ready to win now. So
yes.
Coach Springer is going to have them ready to go, and it's going to be just wonderful competition this year for those two teams for sure.
For sure. All right, so we move on to South Piedmont. This is one of the new conferences that you have with the new 8A, 7A, 6A, 5A divisions. You look at Salisbury, South Rowan, Concord, East Rowan, J.M. Robinson, Carson, Northwest Cabarrus, and West Rowan. This conference has a lot of history. West Rowan was good for many years. Been down last year, but they could get better this year. But I think this is going to be a surprise, and I'm glad Coach Diggs isn't on here because it's not. I don't want anybody to think it's favoritism. I do think they have the top team in this conference. I think J.M. Robinson will be a close second, and then I had Salisbury third. But I think Northwest this year has a good enough team to where they should be able to win conference, and I even think they might be able to compete for a state championship.
Yeah, very. I think this conference underrated. Excellent teams. But I think to your point, Coach, that Northwestern group with the crop of young talent coming in, with a leader like Kenzie Orshide, who's been there, who's done that, I think they may very well be the favorite. And excited to see those young girls learn from her. She's a great leader. I think those kids will I think they're skilled and talented enough. I think she'll help them get over the top, and
Yeah.
I tend to agree with you there. I think Northwest.
I expect a big year from Kenzie. I think she'll have a really good year, and she'll lead those young girls, like you said, because they have a lot of good young talent.
Yep.
But they're going to lean on her when it comes down to those big games that they play. So I think next is the Northwestern Conference.
Yeah, Northwestern. This Northwestern Conference is talented. I think the heavy favorite right now is going to be McDowell. I think they are the betting heavy favorite for sure. I think Alexander Central will be on their heels. Well-oiled machine, talented. And then South Caldwell had a big loss with Ava Anderson going to she went to Maiden High School, so that's a big loss for them. So I would tell you, I think McDowell is the heavy favorite, and I think Alexander Central will keep it competitive. But that's my thing. And obviously, Freedom always does a really, really good job, and they'll be prepared. But definitely think McDowell is the team to beat.
Right. South Caldwell losing Ava Anderson is big. You just told me about that. I did not know about that until just now. Because she's such a great player. And
excellent player.
She can change a whole team. So Watauga, I think they might steal some people. I think they always just compete hard, regardless if they have Kate Sears, who's at Virginia Tech or not. They still have really solid players. So we move on to North Piedmont. I think I have this one.
Yes, sir.
You got the defending state champs, Lake Norman, in this division. North Iredell, Statesville, Mooresville, and South Iredell. I still have Lake Norman being a clear favorite to me. Davie County is not a bad team, though. They're going to be really good. I think they'll compete with Lake Norman, but I think with Lake Norman getting Jetta back, the improvement of Finley to go along with Kaya and Rihanna, and then, of course, Kelsey and Kaylee. The list goes on. Ellie Smith is there now. They're just loaded. I think they're one of the favorites to not just win a conference, but compete for another state championship.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Obviously, that group has really proven themselves over the last 4 years as a program, as an overall athletic department. Coach McKenzie does a fantastic job. I think, obviously, to your point, I think Jetta will give them a little bit of assurance up front. And those other players are getting better. Finley blew up over the summer. I think she's a surefire, Division I player. Right. And she didn't have all those opportunities because the team was so good last year. I think she's going to be able to step in and really do really good stuff for that team. And yeah, I'm finding it hard to believe that there's going to be a team as talented from 1 to 7 or 8 as Lake Norman is. And if you have all that experience from last year, they went through the trials and tribulations, and they had some leaders leave, and that's a big deal. But I think Kelsey's going to be able to take them again and maybe make that next step, and hopefully, do a repeat. That'd be great.
That would be great. I think they have the chance to do it because, different division, 7A, but they still have the team that should be able to get to that point. Next, we have the Southern Carolina division.
Yeah, I think this is probably the most improved conference in North Carolina. A lot of moving parts. A lot of girls that were playing with me kind of spread out through that conference, and I think they're going to help their home schools, which is going to be really, really good. I really do think it's just going to be a 4-team possibility in the conference. Obviously, I think the heavy favorites right now are the defending champions. That'd be Marvin Ridge. I think Porter Ridge are right on their heel. And I also think Weddington and Cuthbertson are going to be improved and better. Weddington had a really great season last year. They have Caroline Clark got some Division I looks this year, as well as
real good.
Yeah, she's one of the best shooters. She shot over 40% this summer. Just excellent marksman. And they have a crop of 29s coming in that are going to really help Coach Welch take that next step. But I think the headliner there would be Myra Akuo. Myra has also garnered a lot of Division I interest as a freshman. Long wing, athletic, and guard multiple positions. Can finish in transition. Excellent player. that conference is very talented. Cuthbertson is, like I said, is back. Both Christian Johnson and Kristen Mundy are back at Cuthbertson, but they also have Ella Coleman, freshman, who's excellent, who will add a new dynamics to that team. I think they're going to be obviously a lot more competitive, but I think they have a chance to win some games. Porter Ridge might have the best talent in the entire conference.
Sure.
I know you love them, Coach. Obviously, Miley's there. Obviously Ashanti is one of the best players in the state. I think if they could put everything together, I think they have a really good chance to win. But it's hard to bet against Coach Steve and what he's been able to do there over the last couple of years. They just win, and he's done that at a high level. I think this year they have a chance to take a little bit deeper run into the state playoff. Obviously, Richmond commit Kate Schindler, amazing player, going to really, I think, have a great senior year. Haley Lenahan, excellent 28, can shoot it, has added to her game soul this fall, getting to the baskets, making plays at the hoop. And then one of the girls I coached last year, I think, is going to be a game changer for Marvin Ridge is Sophie Fritz. She can change the game for you defensively. Her spark, her energy, I think that will give them that opportunity to take those next steps in the state playoff. So right now, my betting favorite would probably be Marvin Ridge and then Porter Ridge, Weddington, and Cuthbertson on their heel.
Yeah, I think Porter, like you said, Porter Ridge, those two, I think, give a lot of good talent. Like they are going to be able to score a lot. I wonder how they'll defend because the last few years they play a lot of zones. So I want to see how that works. We had the Greater Metro Athletic Conference next. This one is kind of up in the air. I don't really have a clear favorite. I did put Hickory Ridge first just because of the way they've played in recent years. Olympic should be better. Cox Mills should be better. I think those are my top three if I had to pick three. Central Bears is always well coached, so is A.L. Brown. But I think as far as talent-wise, I think Hickory Ridge, even though they lost the freshman Jada Powell, I think they still will have Michaela Gidney who will pace them. And, when the conference is up in the air and you got all these teams from different places, anybody can win it realistically. Sure. It just depends on who's hot that night.
That's right. Yeah, I think it's obviously this is one of the conferences that I think like it's you got to bring your A game every night. Mm-hmm. You want to win those close tough games. They play each other a lot. They know each other. They're familiar. I think Gidney's going to give them the best chance, obviously with her experience, and it's a very competitive conference for sure.
Mm-hmm. Look out for Cox Mill, though. I think they have a really good freshman guard that's there that's supposed to be really talented. The Southwestern is next, Coach.
Yeah, I love this. These are big schools, and some of them are new schools, and I think they're kind of finding their way. Talent throughout. There's some high level Power 5 talent in the conference. Providence has Emma Fuller, 6'4", post player, garnered a lot of interest. Recently just got offered by Virginia Tech. Had a great summer, but all throughout, I think the best and most talented roster is Ardrey Kell. They're gonna be returning some players too. Autumn Washington will be back. They have a bunch of really good seniors that I think will make. I think it's going to make them the team to beat in that conference. But really, really wonderful roster from 1 to 8, and Coach does a fantastic job with that team too. So I think they're the favorites in the South.
For sure, I think so too. I think Rocky River will be fine. Jade, if she's still there, she'll carry them.
Jade Bell had an excellent summer. She's super athletic, super talented. Mm-hmm. Really, really, really. It gives them a chance to stay in games. I mean, like she's the type of kid that's a game changer. So for sure, I think she can help them be in games.
And always shout out to Coach Gaston there at East Meck. He's a legend in the coaching game. So I think he'll make sure that his team plays hard and they compete. Yeah. Next will be the Greater Charlotte. You look at Hopewell, West Meck, Garinger, Huff, Myers Park, South Meck. I'm thinking 3 teams. South Meck is at the top for me. Myers Park and Huff are kind of 2A, 2B to me. I think they both have talent. Amani Barner for Myers Park is loads of talent, plenty of offers. She's going to be good for them. And then Huff is going to be just a sound program that will compete with South Meck. South Meck definitely has the talent, though, that should win this conference.
Yeah, I agree. I think Coach Clark has a ton of different options and how they can play and what they can do. Obviously, them and Myers Park is always a great rivalry, seeing them play each other. I think, to your point, I think Amani Barner is probably the best player in the conference. She knows how to move her feet on defense. She plays aggressively. She plays tough. I do like Huff and Coach Butts' group they got. Like you said, Coach, I think they're going to be sound. I got to play them in the summer. They move the ball extremely well. I think those girls really like to play with each other. You know, they bonded really well. Saw them before and after those games. Thought they really did a good job. They have a transfer from Otaga. Blair Haynes is in there now over at Huff, and I think she'll help them out a ton. But I mean, they did lose some talent that went on to play college ball last year. But I like the way they mesh together, and I think they're going to have a really good season too. So excited to watch them play.
Yes, sir. All right. So last conference, probably in football, this is the biggest conference there is.
Yeah, no doubt.
4-6.
No doubt, Coach. I feel like there's a couple things about this. Like, obviously, the rivalries in general, the history and everything. You know, for football, it's amazing, and I love that they're playing against each other twice. And this group is. I think it's very similar to that Charlotte Independent. Like, they have two state finalist favorites here. Like, I really believe that North Meck and Mallet Creek have a chance to win a state championship this year with their talent, with their bench depth, with their coaching. You know, I am going to give the edge right now to North Meck. I think when I watch a team and I watch the way they progress from the beginning to the season to the end of season, I always think they do a wonderful job. And it's not so much like, you know, I just think they end up at the end of the season where they need to be. They're tough, they're gritty, they rebound. Playing there is tough at North Meck. And I honestly think Lanice Joseph is the difference. She obviously tons of talent, tons of college interest at the Division I level. Great leader. You know, Mallet Creek has a bunch of really good players, and I think they're gonna be competitive with them for sure. I just think North Meck is going to end up edging them and being at the top of that conference of the Meck Power.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Chambers is going to be very well improved with Coach Gibson. He does a good job of getting them ready. West Charlotte has a lot of athletes. Butler has Hannah Moss.
Yep.
But I'm gonna have to agree right now. North Meck is the cream of the crop. I think Mallet Creek, Cammie Hobbs was there this summer. I don't know if she's still there, but if she's still there, that makes them that much better. It's good that they don't have to play each other in the playoffs, though.
Right.
Because you got Mallet Creek at AA and North Meck and 7.
Yeah, when they push each other around, yeah, you're exactly right. The state champs would be a little different, but I just think with that conference, the way they do it, it's just great that they play each other. And you know, history. I think history tells me I think North Meck's going to end up a little bit higher on the top.
So. Yeah, I can see that. Well, thanks, Coach. That's our conference predictions. Plenty of other good teams that win conference, but we'll shout those teams out when we get to our Fire 25 if they are in it. But thank you, Coach.
Yeah, looking forward to the whole season, Coach. This was great.
Sir. You'll be with us. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Bar Her Hoops, we thank you. Have a good one.